Morning, Tanner.
Morning.
This is your last official class. What do you think of that?
Until next, isn't next week my last official classes?
Well, it's exams. I just look at next week as exam week, so you're just going to be taking tests, basically.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are ya?
I am stressed.
You are?
Yeah, this little last few days is like scaring me.
Yeah. Just take a deep breath. You'll be all right. You'll make it through. I'm just waiting for a couple more circles here, so just kind of hang tight with me. Tanner, your mic's on, bud. Oops.
All right.
That's all right. Okay, well, we're in a shortened time today because we have a half day, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with that warm up first, and then I'll tell you what we're going to do. Okay, so here is your warm up. These are due today, so if you can just double check that they have caps and ends and complete sentences, you can get those turned in, and that'll be one less thing off your plate of the to-do list. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I'm going to start the clock. Okay, time starts. Got about a minute left. $54 seconds. Okay, that's the timer there. All right. So here's what we're going to finish up on today. So if you are in Google Classroom, you will see that there's a couple things. So the Reading for a Lifetime is due next Wednesday. Seniors, you have the option of either doing reading for a lifetime or guidance and discipline Q&A, which I will assign today. So if you've already done reading for a lifetime, then you're good. You don't have to do the guidance and discipline Q&A. But if you haven't done reading for a lifetime, then you will do the guidance and discipline Q&A. Okay, so seniors, you get an option between this one or that one. And then the toddler review for the test. I mean, I would use that on my test. I would go and, go through the answers because a lot of the questions on the review are on your test. But I am not going to require you to have it done. So that'll be an exemption on the Power School. But like I said, it's something that might help you out for the test. So if you did it and had all the answers ready to go, that would be a good tool to use when it comes to your exam, which will be next Wednesday. So just make sure that you're in class Wednesday with cameras on, and you can shut me up while you're testing, which is the advantage to virtual, because in person they can't, put me on mute. So, that'll be kind of the nice thing. But know that next Wednesday you'll come in with cameras on, and then you'll just take your exam. So, any questions on the up and coming? Yes, right. So hopefully that will lessen your stress there, Miss Monica. Okay, so what I'm going to do is finish up the notes. So seniors, this will be the last set of the notes that you can just turn in today and be done with that. And then the only other thing that you'll have to turn in to me before you leave is the Q&A. And then if any seniors were doing the alternative project, make sure I get part 1 and part 2. And if you did the baby simulation, just make sure I got your part 2. And otherwise, we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the guided notes, and we got about maybe 4 or 5 slides to go. And then I'll assign the Q&A, and then we'll be done for the day. So if you could go in.
Miss Zepka?
Yes.
So you said the seniors only have to do either the live reading for a lifetime or the Q&A?
Correct.
Okay, so then we don't have to do the Q&A later on down the road?
Nope. If you already did your reading for a lifetime, so you're set.
Okay.
Yep. And I will just put it'll be like a purple line, and it'll say exemption under the Q&A. So, okay. So we're going to go ahead and finish up these notes, and you're going to get those turned in and have one less thing that you have to worry about. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we stopped on this slide where we're talking about toddlers expressing their emotions spontaneously without regards of others. And then we are going to go into the next slide, which is the one that we are on, and that is the tantrum. So a tantrum is a fit of wild and uncontrolled behavior. It's characterized usually by the terrible twos that include the, toddlers kicking, screaming, hitting, being very dramatic, throwing themselves to the ground, arching their back, making a big scene, but they have no concept of social graces because they're toddlers, and they just don't have that sense of, people watching and judging and all that stuff, nor do they care. So, as a parent, you just need to, be objective about the situation and make it a learning moment for them to understand their behavior and, that it's not okay. I was telling a little story in my in-person kids that, my kids we'd be grocery shopping or something, and they'd throw a fit. Now, if I was a single parent, it would be really hard. But, luckily I had a husband, and we would shop together. And when our kids would start screaming or throwing a fit, he would take them out to the car and wait for me to finish up shopping. So we would completely get them out of the situation, relieve whatever stimulus was causing the tantrum. If you're a single parent, you might just have to roll the cart up to someone and say, look, I'm really sorry, but, I have to go, and I can't stay here. So, sometimes removing the child from the situation is maybe at that moment the best alternative, and then maybe a consequence when you get home for that type of behavior. Okay, so I'm gonna roll on. If I could just get a handler from someone taking notes that can objectively let me know when they are done with this slide, would be nice. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so toddlers and young children often have many fears: loud noises, strangers, darkness, being alone, and they need help understanding these fears. So, just being able to, like we talked about with sleep, reassuring them that they are safe and that, that you're there as their parent to help and protect them, and that you can leave a nightlight on or leave the door open, but just that reassurance that they're okay in this home, that, if anything happens, that you're there to be their protector and hopefully get them to understand their fears. And then just give me a blurb when you got that one. I think there was one word that you had to put in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and move on because, like I said, there was only one thing you had to write. Okay, effective guidance. Reinforce positive emotions and actions when they occur. So if you are really reinforcing those positive things that kids do, they're more apt to do those. And if you, don't give too mind to the negative ones and don't, put a lot of attention on it, then they're less likely to happen because they know the positive emotions get better results. So just reinforcing those positive emotions and actions are really important. And then just give me a hand blurb when you have that written, please. Okay, so toddlers learn their parents' values, beliefs, and adopt many of them over time. These values and beliefs are often communicated through words as well as actions. Values, beliefs vary from individual to individual, from family to family, and so do the ideas of guidance and discipline. So this is where that story comes in about the candy bar, where I had to take it back. And so my parents valued honesty, and obviously stealing wasn't something that they felt was a good trait to have. And so I was, straight, they straightened me out on that one. I can remember another time swearing at vehicles out of our camper. And I got my mouth washed out with soap. So I learned very quickly that that wasn't tolerable in my household and that it would not be a behavior that they would accept. And so I learned very fast on that one. I learned soap does not taste well in the mouth. And so there, just certain like milestones throughout your life, if it made a big impact on you, you remember it. And those are just a couple of things that I remember growing up and how they changed my behavior and made me out to be the person I am today. So that's just one little facet of my life that I'm shared with you. So let me get a hand blurb when you're ready. And I believe you only had 4 words to write there, so that shouldn't take you that long. Thank you. Okay, so self-discipline is the ability to control one's own behavior. Okay, so self-discipline at a toddler, that's going to be kind of hard to do, but you are a parent and can start instilling those values in them about self-control and being able to know the right between right and wrong, so that helps with that self-discipline. The control over one's behavior. And then just signal me when you have that done. Thank you. And then consistency, always doing the same thing in the same way. Downfall side of consistency is that life is not always predictable. So, if I was out in the store and my child was having a fit, I might deal with it a little differently than I would at home. So that way, life is unpredictable, but try to be as consistent as you can. So, you know, if you punished on one situation and it happened again, you got to be consistent, you know, because if you become wishy-washy, your child's going to figure that out and know that certain things, you know, get punishment and certain things don't, or that the punishment change depending on certain factors. So, you know, I always think, even as a teacher, you know, just to be as consistent as you possibly can. Sometimes I get, you know, well, you didn't do that with Cole, or you didn't do that with Carly, you know, and there is, every situation is different, and individuals have different things that they bring to the table that make situations different, but you try to be as consistent as you can. Okay. And knowing that, you know, like, my children don't know everything about the other child per se on how we dealt with things. So you have to assume that, like I said, every situation is a little bit different, but the punishments, you know, may be a little different because of that. But consistency is key. I don't know if you can hear this dog, but she's driving me crazy. Okay, let me know when you are done with that slide, please. Thank you. And our last one is communication is key. So building a toddler's character and development is really important. Communicating your thoughts and feelings to them, dealing with expectations, emotions, become a good listener. Society values help to mold the values of its members. So, you know, we all, you know, sometimes it takes a community to raise a child, and you know, you have grandparents and aunts and uncles, and you have teachers and friends of the family. All of that is a community that helps build you up to the person that you are. And, you know, good communication is the key for that. All right. So when you only had one word there, and the word is key. So hopefully that was a pretty easy one to write in there. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so you will be doing the Q&A, which I did provide the textbook pages. I do have the notes that you can also use as well, but you're going to write down what are 2 rules that exist in your family and why were these rules made. Number 2, what is one way to react to a toddler having a tantrum? Number 3, identify 2 factors that affect guidance. How do parents communicate their values to their children, and what is the difference between guidance, discipline, and punishment? And you want to also use the resource of the chapter, because these are not opinion questions, they are resource questions. So you find the answer in your resource, and that's the answer I want on the page. So again, if you were a senior and you did the reading for a lifetime, you can opt out of this. But if you did not do reading for a lifetime, then this is your assignment that you need to complete. Okay. So, and then turn your guided notes in, because we just got done with that. Okay, so I don't know what this all means, but anyway, so the rest of our session, which goes until 9:50, so we got about 10 minutes left, is for a work time for you to get all of your work in and up to date. So that's kind of where we are at this point. So if you have questions about the work, let me know. Oh, gotcha, Sierra. Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure because I talked about a couple things. So awesome. All right. All right. Don't forget to turn in those guided notes.
Miss
sorry.
Stepka,
Yes.
I did the guided notes, but it didn't have a turn in button anywhere. I can't find them anywhere on Classroom to turn it in.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me take a peeky. Take a peeky.
Wait, are you talking about, the guidance and discipline Q&A?
Yes.
I was talking about the guided notes.
Oh, okay. Let me look at that. Well, if worst comes to worst, I mean, I have 8 people that turned them in, so I know that it's accessible. I don't really, because I can't see your computer. I don't know what you're looking at, but if worst comes to worst, you can always email them to me.
Oh, what's it called? What are the notes called again?
They are called GN Toddlers 1-3 years old, and they are in the May 3 through 7, right at the top. So if you went to classwork and you just scroll down, they're at the very bottom of Q4, week 7, May 3rd through the 7th.
Okay. Oh, Mark is done.
So you did them? You got them in?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good to me. Oopsie. Okay. So let me know if you have any more questions.
I already did my Q&A thing.
Okay, great. Did you turn your notes in, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think you're all set.
All right. See you later.
Bye, Tanner.
Bye.
Miss Epica,
Yes.
I got my Q&A done too.
And you turned your notes in?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Then you're good to go. Same with Monica. As long as you have your guided notes in and your Q&A and you did, well, not you, but you can go. Yes. We only have 3 minutes left anyway.
You feel like singing a lullaby? Every time you talk, she quits crying. It's like, oh, I hear her.
That's so
Miss
funny.
Stepper, will you sing a lullaby to me so I go to sleep?
Oh, what does she want to hear?
I have no idea. I've tried singing, and she looks at me like, "Can you please be quiet? You're hurting my ears."
Yeah, I'm like, my voice will probably be worse.
Hopefully, her mama will be home soon. She's taking her last final today.
Oh,
So,
yay!
yes, I
Thank
know.
God. It's
Yep.
done. Oh man. I just sent you a text about something that happened today already.
Oh, geez.
I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I heard your puppy whimpering.
Oh my God, it's driving me crazy.
Right?
Like, leave me alone. It's because Lola will scoot underneath my desk and lay there.
Oh.
And she doesn't like it because she can't keep tabs on Lola. I don't know. She's all about being the big sister, even though she's not, and being a
Right.
brat. And Lola, she'll go. This is funny. She'll go stand by the door. I'll open it. Lucy will go out, and then
Mhm.
Lola will be there. And she won't go out. It's almost like she wants Lucy to leave so that she can have me for herself.
Right.
And it's just, oh my God, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remove Caden
All right.
because he's
See you,
not paying
Katie.
attention either.
Right.
But did you read my text? Because I can just tell you.
Oh, I haven't.
You don't need to read it because you're busy. But
Well, I got. Oh, now I see it.
oh, that's okay. This girl took a test today, and then she turned in notes, and the test was given on 4/19. And I don't take I don't take work after the unit test because I would be grading forever.
Oh my gosh, yes, you would.
And then and then she turns in the notes and I saw them and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna grade them. And then her mom is the one that she's texting me through, and I don't really know if it's really her mom or she's using her mom's account to talk to me.
Right.
But she's like, I turned in the notes and I said, unfortunately, those were due on 4/19, like a month ago. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get credit because I don't accept work after the unit. And I put that in my WIP. I put it on the Google Stream. Yep. I talk about it in class. I'm like, it's not like she didn't know that was the expectation.
Right.
No, she never comes to school. And even when we were virtual, she never came virtually. So, it's not my issue. It's hers.
Mm-hmm.
It irritates me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've posted it, you've said it, you've recorded it, and if they're just not following through and, like you said, not showing up for class one way or another, they're going to miss a lot.
I mean, as a student, I would not like that I wouldn't, but I always turn my work in on time.
Right. Right. Well, and that's the reason that, they're encouraged to get their work done and that there's due dates, not so they can just decide to do it whenever they want.
Exactly. I mean, I would be grading into like August.
Right.
If that was the case,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know.
Ugh.
That's the same issue we're having here. So
Yep, I know. We have it.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, God. I'm like, when you have bills that are due, good luck.
Yeah, you can't just decide to pay those whenever you feel like it.
Exactly.
You won't have lights, you won't have water, you won't have cable.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be the big one.
Yeah,
No food, just as long as I can play my games.
exactly. Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, I will see you in culinary. I'm just doing that one section that I did on, I don't even know, days one together, but
Yeah.
it'll be a short one. Obviously, we only have 30 minutes anyway, but.
Yeah.
And then what days are you doing the exam for me? Do you remember off the top of your head? Don't look it up. I just wondered if you remembered.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday in person with Justin, Wednesday virtual with
Oh yeah, Monica, because I
Monica.
was
Yep.
thinking I have Monica twice, but I will have you in parenting to read to her and also
Right.
in nutrition. Okay. Yep. That's what I was just double checking because I was like, Monica, I have twice. Okay, good.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you in culinary.
All right. Bye.
Bye.